All right, hi everyone. I'm Dr. Vernita Glenn White, known as Dr. V. And you know I like to do my little pauses at the beginning to get a good thumbnail. Yes, that's a real thing. So hi, welcome. Thank you so much for joining with me. And I'm gonna say this up front. If you're watching the replay, click hashtag replay and share your thoughts or your comments below. I still go back and check, and I would still love to hear from you. So if you are new to me, I am Dr. Vernita, CEO and founder of Glenn White Global Solutions, which is also the home of the Vibe Institute, where we help women leaders vibrate higher in their influence, brilliance, and excellence, so they bridge the gap between their personal and professional lives so they can show up more empowered and powerful for those they lead, serve, and love the most. So yes, and I feel that leadership is a vibe. That's why I focus on women leaders, whether that's in K-12, higher ed, or some form of training and development, because I believe once we come into who we are, who we be like at our core as leaders, then we can definitely get some things rocking and moving. All right, so today I want to talk to you about, what did I want to talk to you about? I wrote it down. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I went blank just that quick. The importance of writing down your plan, having a plan, having a vision, but writing your own destiny. Yes, write your own destiny. And I will admit, for years and years and years, I was like, why do I need to write my own destiny? I grew up in the church listening to that as a scripture, but I thought that just meant write a plan or write some thoughts, write some goals, and keep it moving. But that is not the case. Writing a vision or writing your own destiny is a real thing. And you can literally write what you want. And if you believe it and take action, it will come true. The other day I was talking with my partner, and he was saying like, oh my gosh, you know, what I admire, well, he didn't say, oh my gosh. He said, what I admire, one of the things I admire about you is the way you plan and make moves and take actions, and you really plan out your life. And I chuckled. I was like, no, I laughed. I was like, honestly, dude, for years I just winged my life. Just wing it. I got my PhD on a whim. I ended up being a college professor. Not that I actually planned to be a college professor. I did a lot of things that I really didn't write out and plan, like this is what I was going to do. But honestly, subconsciously, I think I was thinking about some things that I wanted my life, how I wanted my life to be. I would write down these goals, but never really did anything with them. I didn't understand how to write true goals, like true SMART goals. I really did not. People don't believe me because it looks like I've had, a certain level of success. I'm out there doing things, but people don't realize for the good part of my life, I'll say maybe I started actually having plans the last 3 years of my life. So this is 2020, around at 2.5, end of 2017, 2018 is when I was like, okay, I may need to write some things down because I can't just keep winging my life. I can't just keep saying, all right, I think I want to do this today. So I learned to really write goals for real this time, and how that aligned to like affirmations, your beliefs, a lot of personal development work to really start believing in the goals I wanted to accomplish. And even, I'll be honest, even when I started writing them down, it didn't click overnight, because year after year, I would still realize like, why haven't I achieved these goals? Now, I'm not talking about small things. I'm talking about like really big, lofty goals. And I realized I used to be afraid, like, well, what if it doesn't work out? Or I can't plan this far ahead. What if something changes? But it's okay if it changes, because it's your plan, it's your goal. You get to move the dates. But it took me a long time to realize that. So I would still have these goals, and I literally looked at my calendar. That's why this year, 2020, I wrote a vision board, like for real this time. Like I created a whole, not even a vision, like a visual board of things I actually wanted to do and accomplish. And I did that based on looking at all of the planners that I had for the last few years, and looking at the goals that I set for 2017, 2018, 2019. And some of them went back to like 2014, 2015, right? And I was like, okay, I am tired of having these same goals and never getting them accomplished. And I thought it was like, well, maybe it wasn't for me to accomplish them. Maybe they were too big, but in hindsight, they really weren't that big. But for some people, it was. Like, one was writing a book, and I actually did that, and I'm writing another one. But back then I was like, oh my gosh, this is huge. Or some people may be thinking, oh my gosh, that's huge. But it's not that huge. Now, becoming a New York Times bestseller is huge, which is why I got Miss Marie Forleo sitting right there as my inspiration. But anyway, y'all know I go off on tangents. But writing down a plan for your life where the goals have a story, that was eye-opening for me. And once I started doing that, I started noticing a shift in how I showed up and how I wanted to do things, how I became a leader in my life, how I became a leader in my business, how I became a leader in several organizations that I'm a part of. And I was like, oh, this is what I've been missing. So as a leader, you're always going to hear me talking about your personal life and your professional life. And that's part of what my book is about. You know, those two can't be separated anymore. You know, I know we show up one way personally as we do professionally, but that's causing some problems, but that's not what we're talking about today. I realized that when you write your destiny for your life, whether you map it out 1 year, every 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, or even a lifetime, if you write them down, you will start attracting those things to you. The key to that is you have to, one, keep the vision before you that you write it down. When you write it down, what I used to do was I write it, be all intense about it, write everything out, be so excited, but then I wouldn't look at it again to probably November, December of that year and be like, well, why didn't any of this come true? Even though I wrote it like the December before or that January, I was like, why isn't anything coming true? And the lesson, like from the Bible, write the vision, make it plain so that when men pick it up, and I'm paraphrasing, men can pick it up and see it and they can continue the journey or run with it. Well, writing it wasn't enough, and just looking at it for like a couple of weeks wasn't enough. I had to keep it before me at all times, and I actually had to share part of the destiny to people. So one, they can hold me accountable, and two, if they wanted to jump aboard with that vision, I would have support. And I used to think, well, no one wants to help me, no one cares about my dreams or my goals. That wasn't true. They didn't know I had them because I may have written something down, but I never shared it, or I never believed in my the destiny that I wrote for myself. And that's what this is about. You're not just writing a list of to-dos. You're not writing just a list of just goals you want to accomplish. What do you want your life to look like? I will be honest, if I may share this with you. I've always loved like Lifestyle of the Rich and Famous. I always loved like watching Matlock and Murder, She Wrote with Angela Lansbury. And I'll be honest, I haven't watched them recently, but growing up, I used to watch the stories, the stories like All My Children, all of that. And I didn't know how, but I knew I wanted my life to look like I can dress up in my fabulous clothes in my big house, and and walk around all day. I can go to luncheons, I can host charity events, I can just show up in nice clothes and not really go to work. I don't know what these people did, so let me go through all the stories. So like Matlock, even though like Matlock worked, did y'all know that Matlock charged every client $100,000 to work with him, and he could have like 3 or 4 clients all at one time? Yes, that was a goal. Still is a goal, by the way. But then the people that he was defending, most of them were like these high-powered people, wealthy people who walked around all day and like dress up like nice clothes. And it was like, what are you doing all day? How are you making this money? How are you maintaining this lifestyle? Same thing with Murder, She Wrote. Like the people, you know, when she solved the crimes and the people that she was connected to, like she was connected to royalty. She had friends who were like best-selling authors, even though she was also an author, judges, mayors. Like she had some influential friends and they all knew her. And I was like, how can I get, you know, I want that, right? And then I will always see that lifestyle of the rich and famous. Not saying that just want to just blow money, but you know, go on a yacht, you know, have some lunch or something, or just show up in a nice 5-star, 10-star restaurant, whatever the highest can be. And then, you know, like I don't know if you've seen the movie Queen Latifah. Was it The Last Holiday or something like that, where she went, I think it was somewhere in France or the Swiss Alps, I don't know. And she went to this phenomenal hotel and she ordered every time she went to go eat all of the fancy food and all of that. I was like, I want to taste of that a little bit. I'm just being honest. And I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm not saying that you have to have that vision for your life. That's not for everyone, or nor does everyone desire that. But I started thinking like, how can I get that? But guess what? I probably could have had some of that by now had I written down that plan for my life, had I written down that destiny and kept it before me. Because I've written it down, but I never kept it before me. So now I'm writing down, and again, I'm not writing down to be superficial. I'm writing down things to like get me to that point. The people that I want to help serve, the things I want to build in life, the legacy I want to live. I'm writing that down now so that when I look back, I don't have any regrets. Like, I don't want to wing my life anymore. I think I did pretty good so far, but I know that had I been intentional about writing what I wanted my life to be at this age, I know things could have been a little different. I don't have any regrets or anything like that, but it's a lesson learned to move forward. What do I want my life to look like when I'm 40? What do I want my life to look like when I'm 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, Lord's willing? Hey, I'll even go to 100 if that's what he wants me to do. But it's like, what do I want my life to look like? And I used to feel like, well, what if it doesn't work out? And I said that earlier, but what if it does, right? I don't think we give ourselves credit enough to say, what if it actually works out? I've done a lot of research on highly successful people, known and unknown. And they had their vision and their goals. A lot of them didn't wing life. They said, this is what I want my life to be like. This is the legacy I want to live. This is what I want to build. This is the company I want to have. And I'm going to have it by any means necessary. And in order for you to write your destiny and for that destiny to come true, you have to take charge of it. And again, this is all about leadership, especially women in leadership. Take charge of it and then lead your life. We're good at leading people, but how good are we at leading our lives? These people have taken charge of their lives. They've taken charge of their team. They've taken charge of their vision. And like I said, I grew up in church and it was like, oh, whatever the Lord has for me, let his will be done. While that is true, however, did you know that we're co-creators? Now, you may not believe in God. You may not. So I'm not pushing my belief systems on you, but I'm pretty sure you believe in some sort of higher power or a source. And I want to let you know that we are co-creators with that higher power. And if our lives aren't looking how they should look or how we think they should look, it's because we haven't tapped into that co-creation. We haven't done our part. We haven't shown up how we're supposed to. So that was a long roundabout way to say, write down your destiny, and not just your goals. Write down your destiny. Where do you want your life to be? And dream big. Let me tell you how big to dream. I don't know if you ever heard of him, Daniel Pina. Yeah, Daniel Pina. It has a little tilde on top. So for all my people who speak Spanish, let me know how to say that correctly. I've been trying to learn Spanish for like 12 years now. Need to get it together. But he is worth, I think, $50 billion, or it may be more than that. Something like that. But then he said once he was a child, he just had this vision of, I want to live in this 16,000 square foot house overlooking the beach or something like that. And he always said that to himself. And he came from very, very humble beginnings, right? And he was like, yeah, he did that. And then it actually came true once he became older. But then the funny thing was, he was like, you know what? If I knew this was going to happen, I would have dreamed bigger. And I was like, 16,000 square feet, that's not big enough. But he was saying, well, why do we put these limits on ourselves? And also, he didn't realize he was going to be worth $50 billion. Like, can I just get one? Not million, billion with a B. But yeah, so don't put yourself in a box. If you want to, let's see, for my leaders out there, what is something? Oh, if you want to open up your own school, let's say that, or you want to open up your own, you want to write your own textbook or something like that. Don't just say, I want to write my textbook. How about you want your textbook to go global, international, in every college or every school district around the world? It turns into a movement. What will the impact be on other lives? You know, all of that. Write it all out. Don't just stop yourself. All right, I'm babbling. I want to make sure I finish and wrap this up. Again, especially for my leaders, my women leaders, write your destiny. Write your destiny in your personal life and your professional life, and make sure that they go together, that you are in sync, because I think that is the major key to getting to where we want to be. All right, so I am Dr. V. I have something for you, two things. One, you can go to my free gift. So go to drvernitafreegift.com. That's DRVERNITA freegift.com, where you can get the 21 essential habits of empowered and influential women leading in life and career. And then the second thing I want you to do, if you want to, you can come and join my new Facebook group, Tomorrow's Influential Women Leaders. You know, I love the word empower and I love the word influential, but it is Tomorrow's Influential Women Leader. And yeah, and we'll be doing some things over there that I don't put out everywhere else, but just specifically for that group. All right, so thank you so much. If you're watching the replay again, that is a reminder. Let me know your thoughts below. And I am Dr. V. Thank you so much for listening and watching with me. I will catch you next time.